Guys, good morning. It's like 4:29 in the morning. Got my hair all up in curlers. And I know I don't have them right, but I figured I'm just going to go back later and play with my curl irons. And look who's up with me this early in the morning. Practicing John Mills. He's up hanging out with me while I'm putting on my face. And which is a good thing because then you can help me remember stories and things that we've seen and gone through and all that good spiritual stuff. While I transform this into something magical. How is everybody doing this morning? Thought I'd say something this time a little bit about the house I grew up in. It had a very big impact on me. So yesterday I had girl day. John had a long day, bless his heart. He stayed by himself the whole day here while I was having some girl time.
I watch TV.
Yeah, he watched TV. I didn't leave him alone long. I didn't leave the house. But
Today you will.
Yeah, we'll leave today.
Another girl day. Friday you were supposed to go.
I'm not. I'm going to be gone a lot this week. Can you make it without me, John?
Whether or what?
You going to try, ain't you?
Alright.
Won't be long, then you'll be able to ride.
Hmm?
Won't be long, you'll be able to ride. Good thing James is off this weekend, so he'll be around some while I'm gone. If I'm gone. Alright, putting on my serum on. Starting the magical transformation. Okay, so you got some little ghost story kind of things that you can tell too about some things that went on. So I thought today I would talk a little bit about 502 Denny Street. 502 Denny Street. That should be a movie. It really should. Really should. This was my daddy's house, and I guess you'd say the whole family at some point in time has lived there. One of them dungeon kind of houses. But as the story goes, and I think I talked about this a little bit on some of my other videos. As the story goes, a man named Christopher Brown. I don't want to say his wife's name was Angie or Angela or something. I'm not sure. Anyways, he used to live there. He was a big-time womanizer and was always cheating. So right now I'm putting on this Derma RPX. That's supposed to, you see it on the show, the advertisement is supposed to, within 5 minutes, start taking away the wrinkles and what have you. So I've been using this for a while. I think it really does work. I don't try it much up on these frown ones, but I think it helps with my eyes. But anyways, so his dirty dog butt got caught cheating. And his wife had enough of it. Completely. She was done. She was done with his ass. So, I get into it, I assume. And, I'm not sure if she attacked him with these downstairs or upstairs now. But she had attacked him downstairs with something that had left this big bloody stain in the floor. And Daddy had the floors refinished, and the whole time Mama lived there, she's trying to scrub the floors and get the stain up, and it would go away, but then it would come back. But it was from him, and I think she had attacked him there. And I guess maybe running for his life or something, or, whatever, he ended up upstairs.
That room upstairs.
Yeah, the room to the right when you went upstairs, which was my bedroom when I got older. And he was trying to escape by going out the window. And she had gotten him so bad. The old dartboards that had the really, really sharp, pointed darts. I mean, they would freaking kill you. The old ones before they changed them up to those little plastic tip in ones.
You still get them. Still tip
Can you still get them?
Of course.
I didn't know that.
Still tip darts.
Anyways, she stabbed him to death with them. And there he hung halfway out that window upstairs and died. Hanging out the window trying to get some help and get away from her. So he must have had a vengeance for women. Of course, if he was a womanizer in one life. And he would do all kinds of things in that house and to us women. Mainly to the women, he didn't bother the men. None of the men ever complained. So I'm putting on my primer putty, trying to cover up all these holes in my face, which is pointless. So I remember things like some stories my sister would tell me. We all of us kids actually ended up staying in, it's like our first bedroom would be downstairs. As you walked in the front door of the house, you remember when we went back and investigated the house, when you walk in the front door of the house to the left was the first bedroom. And all of us at one time, that was our bedroom. If it wasn't, 3 or 4 of us at one time, but that's where we all started out. We had to grow up to be able to go upstairs and have our private bedrooms. So, she's asleep one night. And she wakes up because something is pulling the covers on her. She wakes up, she pulls the covers back up. Lots of times that happens and we're thinking, we're just kicking the covers off. If you got an animal in the bedroom, the animal, the dog or whatever, the cat's pulling the covers off, whatever. So it kept happening to the point that it woke her up. And the covers was like down at her feet. So she pulls the covers back up on her and she tries to go to sleep. And when she did, suddenly the covers come off of her and she felt the heaviness and the presence of a man's body lay down on top of her and actually trying to rape her. She said that she could feel the hands touching her breast, touching her down below, trying to penetrate her. It was holding her down. And of course she gets up screaming and all that, running through the house, and no one believes her but Mama. The only real reason why Mama believes her is because Mama was the type of person that would just, she's always been around death. She's always been around the living dead, or dead living, however you want to call it. So she'll just talk to him, argue with him, whatever. And she would be washing dishes. And while she's doing the dishes, she's washing them, and rinsing them and putting them over in the drain. And Christopher would stand beside of her and pick them up out of the drain and would slam them down. Just break them. And Mama would get so mad, she'd be in there just a cussing him out and raising hell. And at first, I can remember thinking, Who is Mama talking to? I remember walking in the kitchen one time and looking, and I was like, because she was arguing about something. She was just mad, just raising hell, you know. It's like, there's nobody here but us. What's happening? So I go in there and see. And yeah, they're just, the plates are all over the floor and just busted into thousands of pieces, you know. And at first I thought Mama did it. But she's standing there screaming at someone, you know, telling them, stop, I've had it with your shit. This ain't gonna happen anymore. She was letting them have it. There'd be other times like family funerals. And I remember this one, I'm remembering more parts of it, I think, as I go through this journey of mental illness and PTSD and all this good stuff that I've got. Whenever there was funerals and things, most of it was always held there. It was a really big house. Daddy lived there forever. My aunt had died. Juanita, yeah. And everybody considered Juanita, my aunt, my mom's sister, to be my twin. We looked so much alike. Now, mind you, I guess Juanita would be, I think, like when I was 2, she was 18, 19.
I had an uncle.
So she's like, what, 17 years older than me or something? Something like that. But looking at the pictures and all that the family has, we are twins. We look a lot alike. Our hair, our smile, our cheeks. And the thing about our hair always looked fried and dead. Hers did. And so does mine. Mine always has. My family always running around, your hair is dead. You need to do something with it. I mean, I tried for years doing something with my hair. It always looks dead. But so me and Juanita had the same hair, but she's supposed to be my twin. To the point that even the family would call me Juanita. Everybody would call me Juanita, you know. Kind of freaked me out some. But Juanita was in the witchcraft, devil worship, Satanism. She was far out there. And what even made it worse is, as I started out in my life, I started out far out there too. And everybody's like, yeah, I told you, she's just like Juanita, you know. Then I became sorely afraid that maybe I was like Juanita. And it kind of put the fear in me that things was going to happen to me like they happened to Juanita. But anyways, when Juanita died, I remember all the family was over. You know, we're doing that wig thing, you know, everybody's there. And the guys are in there playing poker. And Daddy always had this poker table. You remember them old poker tables?
Mm-hmm.
Lots of card readers and stuff and mediums and all will use those tables because the spirits actually will use them to communicate because they're so very light. The material that they're made out of makes it easy for the spirits to move. And what they would do would either knock on one corner or pick up one corner of the table. Lord, I hope I can do this right. And it's so hard for me to talk and do my makeup. But anyways, I remember there was a commotion going on. And I remember being little, and I went running in there to see what it was. And they had decided, I guess there was some question as to how Juanita really died. The story is that, bless her heart, bless her soul, Grandma had a bad habit getting ready for work, smoking them daggone cigarettes. And she had the habit of dumping her ashtrays before she'd leave for work. So she had gone out and dumped her ashtray out on the back porch there in the trash can. She didn't keep her trash in the house. And so the story is that some of the ashes was still hot from her cigarette, which caused the fire. Now I'm starting to think it really kind of don't make no sense that it burned the entire house down like this.
Sure.
Now things are hitting me like, wait a minute, something don't sound right.
Well, I thought Juanita it was her by herself. I didn't know it had anything to do with the grandma this time.
No, yeah, it was. That's what the
that.
story goes. Is that's how the investigators are, looked at it like Grandma had put a cigarette out. What is up with my camera? My damn mirror. Grandma had put a cigarette out and dumped the ashtray before she left for work, and so it caught the house on fire. And Juanita died of smoke ventilation. Yeah, and she had her baby JJ, which was, I think, a year old, 2 years old, something like that. And JJ. Yeah, I'm making a complete mess out of my eyes this morning. I don't know why, but watch this shit. I won't fix it. Or maybe not. It might just be one of them screwed up shows. Anywho. My lighting's not right. I really can't see it. It's driving me crazy. I'm having a guess at most of what I'm doing here. So anyways, I run in to see what's going on. And the walls look like blood is just running down the walls. I mean, that's red and dark like blood. It wasn't that the walls was wet or it was raining. I remember somebody trying to put it off like it was condensation. But this was red. It was not just liquid. It wasn't like just water or something. It was red. I can remember one time I'm in that bedroom. It's my turn. And we're supposed to go to Maryland, South Carolina, me and Daddy, the next day. And so we're all packed and ready. And I lay down, and I always had to sleep with the radio. So I had my radio on. And I'm sleeping. Well, I'm trying to sleep, but I'm sitting there really just thinking about, hey, I'm going to South Carolina, I'm going to go see my peeps and all this good stuff. And I'm just excited, And suddenly the station on my radio changed. I was like, okay. I get up and I go turn it back to where I want it. I look out the window because, the window's right there, kind of like it's facing us out on the porch. I get back in bed. A minute or two later, station changes again. And this keeps happening. I go and plug it because now I'm scared. And I don't care what the reason is that this is happening. But I want to go to sleep. So I go and unplug the radio. Next thing I know, there's radio playing. I mean, it's just playing. And the stations are turning. And I'm looking at it. And it's the one that had the knobs. When you turn the knobs for the stations and the volume and everything. And you can see the knob turning back and forth, back and forth. The damn thing ain't even plugged up. And I remember I go screaming through the house. Nobody seemed to care. It's like, yeah, whatever, just get back in bed. I mean, everybody seemed to be so damn used to it.
Crazy.
I just think that they were just like, yeah, we know. No big deal, go back to bed. But with the men, though, it was a little hard to get them to understand that stuff like this was actually happening. They just ignored it because it didn't seem to be happening to them, so they just didn't think it was real. It was happening, so. Try this color. I'm just playing with colors this morning. Y'all ain't no telling what I might look like when I do my photos for the day. Now, where the hell was I going to put this? Oh. Now, remember, we all kind of was getting tired of everything that was going on. Mama was getting tired of arguing and fussing. The men didn't believe anything that was going on. So, Mama decided to put some flour on the steps. Somebody had told her to put flour on the steps. So she can tell if there's something going on the steps. Because oftentimes the steps is where you had to go to get any peace, to get away from anything. And everybody, you just had to go there and sit. And even I had to do it a few times, even though I was scared freaking death to do it. But I remember sitting there one time because I was just, my life was rotten there, to be honest with you. I was being molested. I was being raped all the time. I was being abused physically, mentally, emotionally. And this damn Christopher, as I got older, would not leave me alone either. It's like he just made my life as much hell as it was that my family was putting me through. Makeup's quite nasty, you know. I mean, it just gets everywhere. There's pretty colors. Yay! Because I can't really see my eyes. What it look like, the colors, nothing. I mean, I'm trying to look all in the other cameras, other mirrors. I can't see shit. All right, I'm going to just put some softness on this bad boy. Let's see where that gets me. So, yeah, Mama would put... Oh, this smells so good. It smells like candy. So, Mama would put flour on the steps. And sure enough, you would catch the footsteps. You'd see the footsteps. Or she'd put the flour on the floor, and then she'd go up there and sit, and you can see footsteps being made coming up the steps to where she was sitting. And I've done it too. I did it too. I tested it too. And I did it one day when I was by myself at home alone, which was a big, big mistake. I should have never done it. But, I don't know why I did it. I can't give an excuse as to why I did it. So I did. I put the flour on the steps. And I was about halfway to steps. And I'm sitting there, hoping that he comes. Also kind of scared that he's going to come. And sure enough, I saw two footprints kind of step down the step below me. And then almost like a butt print beside of me on the step. And I felt a hand rest on my shoulder, just rest. And I've always wondered, who was that? Who else was there in that house? Because Christopher wasn't doing that. Christopher didn't give a shit if us women were crying. He was always taunting us. I mean, that's just what I've told you. It's just been what me and my sister has seen or reported. I mean, I could talk a long time about this house and some of the things that really happened in this house. I mean, it got so bad that it was another house that was investigated, which is why I investigate houses. My mama did that. She would investigate the house to find out who the spirit was, because the best way really to deal with something that's in your home that is of a living spirit of a human being is to actually get to know it, talk to it, build a relationship with it, because it's there, you're there, it's not going nowhere, and you probably can't afford to move out that quickly. So you just deal with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm having such a hard time with camera and makeup issues today. That's some other things that's happening. Y'all, I know I'm really cute with these curlers in now. I'm learning though, but guys, you know what? If any of you men are watching, this is what we go through. This is what we have to go through. Do y'all think that we appreciate this? Y'all think we appreciate looking like this? For hours walking around the house. The heat, the aggravation, the stress, the hair pulling, all the stuff that we do, our hair, our makeup, shaving, waxing, and facials and pedicures and manicures and all that, just so we can look sexy for you guys. So you won't go out and cheat on us. And half of you go cheat on us anyways. Not my guys, though. My guys are good. We won't even go there. We won't go there. I'm trying to think of some other stories to tell you about that house. It was such a wicked house for me. It really was. I mean, that house tormented me so bad. When I was a little girl, I would try to go to sleep. And I knew that Christopher was there. I mean, I was raised with Christopher. No lie. I was raised in that house with that spirit many years before my mama got tired of it and got rid of him. I mean, we had to suffer many years, especially us women, with him doing all kinds of things. For some reason, and I don't know why, but he never tried to rape or molest me. But my spiritual way of seeing it is that he possessed my brother so that he could physically know what it felt like, or to remember what it felt like, or whatever, to touch a woman, to feel a woman. And I know that spirits can do that. And I figure that that's what happened with my brother, because one day, you know, it was just me and my brother. He was my best friend. He was teaching me everything. He was keeping me alive. And the next day, it was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He just turned on me and started molesting me every night and just put me through hell. And I couldn't understand why. And then he started selling me into sex trafficking and stuff. So, I mean, it was, I've often wondered if he wasn't just possessed by Christopher, you know, for that reason. But every night of my life that I laid in that house and tried to sleep, and I'm not exaggerating when I say every night that I went to sleep there, especially if I had to sleep on a couch. I think I'm going to make a mistake. Where's my mirror? Especially if I had to sleep on a couch. Because the couch was right at the hallway. And the hallway door I don't need no cat scaring me while I'm telling a story. What's happening? Hold on a minute, y'all. I can't see. I can't think. I don't know if this looks right. It's the only eye I can see out of. So it's really hard to put makeup on when the only eye you can see out of is when you got it closed. I hope that looks right, guys. If not, I'll be fixing this shit for sure. What was I saying? Christopher, man. Every night that I would go to sleep, I would dream. Okay, the couch is right here. The basement door is right here. And I couldn't stand having my head here at that door because I didn't know if something was going to come out of that hallway area, what I call a dungeon, and grab me by the head. And I didn't want to sleep the other way because I felt like I didn't want to grab me by the feet either. But I felt like if something grabbed me by the feet, I'd have a harder time trying to get away rather than if something grabbed me by the head, because I was very limber back then. And I did things like put my legs behind my head. And I had great strength in my legs even when I was little because I had to fight and use them so much. So, anyways, I would always have this dream that I walk in there because my fear is trying to get past that hallway, go to my daddy's room, if I ever dared to go to daddy's room. Most of the time, I'd always go around the other side of the house to do anything on that side of the house that I needed to do. I was just terrified to go through the hall. So every night I would dream I'm trying to make it through this hallway. And I open up the door, and when I look over in the far left corner is this man, completely hairless, white, like my shirt, or rollers rather, more like the rollers. And he'd be sitting in a corner, long arms, long legs. He's naked, slender, muscle tone, not built, but just natural growth of muscle. And he's always just sitting there kind of smiling at me with sort of reddish eyes. And he's sitting on these big gray rocks. And as the room targets in on him, the walls and everything get darker. It starts out kind of white, gray, and then just pure black in the corner where he's sitting. And he's got these wolves that are sitting beside of him. And he's laughing and he's taunting me. And he's basically saying, come on if you can. Come on if you can. Come on. Come on, see if you can make it past me. And he'd always let me know, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on you. Every night of my life. I couldn't sleep. I either couldn't sleep because my brother was messing with me, or I couldn't sleep because Christopher was messing with me, or I couldn't sleep because of my dreams. I guess I'm going to try to do a smoky eye kind of thing. I don't know. I had to go back and investigate that house, though. I mean, there is so much that happened in that house to me and such an impact to me that I really don't want to talk too much about what happened to me there because it'll trigger me for the day and I don't want to be triggered. But it's just one of those houses and one of those times in life that, it was just horrible. The house was horrible. And, once I grew up, became my own person, and we started working for the affiliate with TAPS. I went and talked to the owner of the house. I found him, told him I used to live there, and I wanted, see if I could get the key so I could get back in and just go over some old times. He was very willing, so he gave me the key, told me to lock up, and don't worry about giving the key back because he was fixing to do something with the locks or whatever, anyways. So I said, okay. So we get our investigator group together and we go check it out. And I remember being terrified to go in and get started with this place and to face off with my past. But then I remember being completely ready for it too. Like, I'm back to kick your ass, Christopher. I mean, that's just the way I felt. It's like, I'm back. I'm here to kick your ass. I'm a grown ass adult now. With all this education behind me, I've opened up to my spiritual gifts. Bring it, And ironically, we really didn't get anything. We did find a picture, and the whole upstairs was completely different than anything that I remember it being. Of course, there had been a little fire where my sister-in-law pulled one of my mom's tricks and decided she was going to pour kerosene on my brother and set his ass on fire. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. I mean, she set him on fire, but didn't like my mama saved his ass. Why would you do that? If you cold enough to set somebody on fire, I mean, stand there and watch them burn. Don't go and try to save them. Shit, you want them dead. That's the point of it, right? Anyways. So they did have to kind of remodel that room upstairs, and they didn't really want to remodel. So I think what they did was they closed in some of the walls. They took out some of the damaged, burnt walls and closed them in. I don't know. The whole house was just the whole house was the same, but the upstairs was just crazy different to me. I don't know. It was crazy different to me. The 2 rooms was still there, but something was just really off about the place. It just didn't look right. And well, what they had done was they, at the top of the steps, they had closed it off, except for a little passageway that you had to crawl in. And I guess that's what messed with me when we went back to investigate, because we had to crawl in that little area. And I thought, what the hell is this? I don't remember this looking like this. I don't know where my hubby went. He probably decided to go back to bed. I was like, she's talking too damn much. I'm going to go back to bed. All right. Let's pull this thing together. No eyelashes today. I'm not going to do the eyelashes today. Though I liked my eyelashes yesterday. I run out of mat. I have no more mat. So sad. I have no more mat. No more matte primer. Oh, I got another work. Yes. Oh. All right, I'm gonna prime my face for the good stuff now. I went and got me one of them daggone pimple popper thingies, because I was gonna try to, help keep the blackheads off my face. Never if I didn't cause one to come up right there. And it hurts. It's like every time I do that, I cause it to come up. Yeah, I'm finding that as I get older, I'm trying not to really look younger, but to find ways to grow older gracefully. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I don't mind growing older because I don't think I'm going to be a horrible looking person. At least I don't think I am. My mama wasn't. My mama was still a pretty woman. Alrighty, putting my primer on. What else can I tell you about that house? What's something else I can tell you? Oh, John asked me if I had told y'all yet about the thing we saw walking down the road one time. I just had a memory of that old house, something that scared the shit out of me. Didn't have nothing but a haunting day. But I'll tell you that, and then I'll tell you about the thing that me and John saw walking down the road. Me and Daddy just got back from the store, right? And he's in there cooking supper, and I'm hanging out with him, and no one or nothing's in the front of the house. The boys are gone. It's just me and Daddy. We got the radio going. We're cooking, having us a good little father-daughter day. And I hear something. I hear it, but I don't hear it, if that makes sense. I'm hearing something, but I'm not hearing it. And I go to the window, and I look out the window. I don't see nothing. When I turn my back, then I hear scratching on the screen. So I turn and I looked out, and here's a guy standing up against the wall with this white mask on, just plain white mask. And then there's another guy. And as soon as I saw the guy with the plain white mask on his face, I said, "Buddy, what are you doing?" Buddy was my brother, my oldest brother. I said, "Buddy, what are you doing?" And he went, "Rawr." And when he did, it scared the shit out of me. It traumatized me. It's something that I've never forgotten. I couldn't understand why, because I knew who it was. And the mask alone should have scared me, but it didn't. I was just like, "Buddy, what are you doing?" But when he did at me, I was like, I took off screaming and ran. I said, "Daddy, Buddy's trying to scare me." Buddy and Danny. Danny was his buddy that hung out with him. Danny 8. But yeah, okay, so that was just funny to me. I think about it a lot. So one night, me and John driving down the road, and this happens a lot to me and John when life seems to be going a little crazy for us. When we feel kind of down and out. Keep losing my baby. Anyways, this happens to us a lot. We're going down the road. It's really, really dark. It's pitch black. This is a long stretch of country road. And it's hard to see ahead of you. We're riding along. We're quiet. We're not saying very much of nothing. We're just listening to the radio. Life is good. All that good stuff, whatever. Thinking about what's happening and what's going on with us. Take your ass out of here if you can get sick. Go on. You okay? So we're driving along. And we're talking about the thing that we saw going down the road when we were in Asheville camping with some friends of ours. We was talking about it. And we really wasn't that far from that particular area where we was out. We was out near that way. And suddenly, there is this person kind of walking down the road, and the person's got long, kind of white hair, walking down the road. Its back is to us, but as it's walking, it's doing this jerk thing, like the Japanese movies. Every time they make a Japanese horror movie, is they've always got that twitching person that's twitching, um, and jerking while they're walking, and you can kind of hear the bones cracking and stuff in the movies. Boy, that's kind of like what this thing going down the road was doing. So we was like, oh my God, is this happening again? So he was like, you want to go turn on, go see? And at first I was like, no, I don't. I do not. I don't want to experience that again. No, I don't. Well, he wanted to. So we turn around, of course. Guess what? It's non-existing. It is nowhere to be found. There was no road to turn off on. No other cars was behind us. No other cars past us. Nobody could have stopped and picked this person up. There was no roads. I'm telling you, no dirt roads, no streets, no residents. There was no houses in this area. Where we turned around at was the first building that we had seen for a long ways on this road since we passed this person walking down the road. It was like a old gas station, and I don't even think it was functioning anymore. And I'm not good, but probably we might have drove down, I don't know, a third of a mile of the ways before we turned around and then came back. And it's gone. But the way it walked was so freaky. It was really, really freaky. Here's another thing that happened to us. And I've not understood this one. I have just not understood this one. I've not been paying attention to my neck, so I'm probably not getting my makeup just right. I don't know. But, so, I think we was going to see my mama. And it was dark. It wasn't real late, but it was dark. And I think it might have been on a Sunday. And if you guys are from Thomasville, North Carolina, you know, come Sunday, streets roll up kind of early, Unless you're a teenager or something, you go find you something to do. But, no, I don't want to do that. Nudes. Where's my nudes? Where's my nudes? So we're driving down. We've gone to see Mama, and we're driving down the road. There's no cars behind us. I'm looking ahead, and there are no cars in front of us. And I remember saying to him just then, I was like, do you notice how still the streets are? Everything's so still. And we passed over this little bridge, and when we did, we heard a big pop. And as I looked back to see, what that was that we had just passed, a big pop, there was a big flicker of light, and I looked, and the top of a light pole was just dangling down. And I said, oh my God, somebody's hurt, turn around. And we was right there at the Kenwood Furniture. Kenwood Furniture. Is that National? On Liberty Street. So, We turn around. Summer's in a car. We park in a parking lot there. I tell Summer to stay in the car. Here's the phone. When I tell you to, call 911. So at the back of the parking lot there at Kenwood Furniture is like a creek, a drop off there at the bridge. And down that embankment was a car that had flipped. Somehow something happened. They lost control. It flew up in the air, hit the top of the light pole, flipped the car over in the ditch under the bridge. And I could see the car's upside down, and one of the doors is open, and I can see the legs of someone sticking out of the car. So I start screaming, Summer, 911. And me and John take off running down there. And we get down there, and we're searching to see if anybody's okay, how many people's. And there's this older man who was halfway out of the car. He was still alive, and he was kind of moaning. He was really hurt. You could tell the man was really hurting. And just above him, in the other seat, was a woman that looked like she was laying on her side. And this is the driver's side, but she looked like she was laying on her side. And the car had smashed her, had sandwiched her. I could see her arm, her arms were stretched out. Her pocketbook was down there, her feet and everything, but she was just on her side and just crushed. And for some reason, something kept telling me that there was a baby in the car. And of course, at that time, being in the ministry, I knew exactly what to do. So I did start praying, giving the man his last rites, and praying for healing and all that I knew that I was supposed to do. And I said it to them. And I'm holding his hand. So I knew that he heard me. I knew he could hear me. I'm holding his hand. And I said to them, I said, the ambulance is on the way. You're going to get help. Help is coming. If you hear me, raise your hand. Please, if you hear me, if you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can move it, move your hand and let me know that you can hear me. And John's right beside of me, and I see this little hand, like a little child's hand, just kind of go like this between her, where her head was. I mean, it flattened out her seat and all. And the way the man was laying, his head was kind of about middle ways, about where her chest was. So this hand, this little like child's hand, and it was white and almost like see-through, it just kind of waved in between the two of them. And I still was thinking there's a baby. And, we look up and there's all these Mexicans up on the bridge, and they're all looking and talking, and I'm screaming, 911, call 911, and all this. And they're talking about, we got 911. And I'm screaming, there's a baby in this car. There's a baby. So a bunch of people come running down to help us because we're trying to find this baby that's in this car. John and I both clearly saw this baby's hand. I asked again, if you can hear me, move your hand. And we both saw that hand do it again. I asked the third time and it didn't happen. So everybody is down here tearing this car apart, looking for this baby that don't exist. There's no baby in this car. No baby in the car. So I don't know whatever happened. I know that the woman did die. She was pronounced dead. They had to bring in their big guns and cut the poor lady out. I tried to follow up and, find out what had happened and, did the man survive? Because I really wanted to go see him, because I had to act as his chaplain. I was all that there was at the moment. And I had to perform that duty. So I wanted to know if he was alive or not, and I couldn't find out anything. But strangely, oddly enough, a private investigator called me maybe about a week after it happened. Told me he was a private investigator hired by the family and asked if I had time to talk to him. That he understood that I had been there and I was one of the rescue people. And I was like, yeah, I was there. I said, but I don't remember anything. And I hung up. I don't know, for some reason, I didn't want to be a part of something, especially if there's this investigation going on. So apparently somebody thought there was some foul play. The family thought there was some kind of foul play or something that was happening. I don't know. But we've never found that baby. Apparently there wasn't one, from what I'm being told. But John saw it too, so it's one of them puzzling things, Makes me wonder sometimes if when we die, if we, for some reason or for some period of time, turn back to a child or something, or if that's when we are being reborn. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I do gather that I'm assuming that little hand was hers because I was holding his and I could see his other one. So he wasn't raising the other one. He just kept kind of squeezing my hand every time I was, while I was speaking. We've had some crazy, crazy things in life to happen to us. We really have. It has been an amazing spiritual world. I feel like I'm making a mockery of my makeup today. I don't know why. I guess being in curlers, and I'm trying to do this in the spare room for a little bit, take advantage of having a spare room. And then that way I'm not waking the animals up, they're not waking the guys up, and everybody's happy. But hadn't quite gotten the right position or the lighting yet. Quite right for this room. Trying to think of something else maybe I could tell you. Sometimes I think about these before I go to bed or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I can talk about that. But yesterday I was tired and wore out because I gave my little bestie girlfriend and her daughter, I gave them both facials yesterday and foot detoxes and foot massages, and did their makeup, and she done my hair, and we really, really enjoyed it. We had a great time. It was awesome. But I was so wore out when we were done. I was wore out. They were probably pretty relaxed and ready to go to sleep. Alrighty, I'm having no idea what my face here looks like. So let's blend her and put an end to her. Then I can start on my hair. Then I can do my pictures and tell you show you the end product of what I look like when I woke up. which I'm starting to look like an old lady, I think. Especially with these curlers in. I'm braving up people because there was never, I can tell I'm getting older because I would have never, ever, ever on camera for the entire world to see me without makeup and in curlers. But have you noticed as you get older, you just don't really give a shit? Have you? I mean, you just don't care. I used to get kind of upset when I see people go out in public and they're still in their pajamas. Not now. I'm like, you go, girl. Where'd you get them PJs? Them things look comfy. I can totally see it. I asked Kim yesterday, I said, now with my hair all up in curlers, can't you just see me with a muumuu on? And she said, yeah, we gotta get you a pink robe. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to sharpen this booger. I bet I hurt them girls trying to use this thing on them yesterday. Oh, so it's just built in. Haha, I hate shavings. I bet I was scratching the heck out of them girls' eyes yesterday. That's their hearts. They didn't say nothing to me. Some brave girls yesterday. To let me put makeup on them. Really brave. I don't think I done too bad. Anything else this old face needs? Some lips. Oh, let's blend. Blend. Let's blend. I don't know if my hair is still wet or dry or what. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. And I'm gonna try to use my curling iron. Oh. See, I don't even know how to use curling iron. You see what I'm saying? Oh. It's sad. It's sad to be a woman and not know how to use these things. Of course, I'm not letting it dry all the way either, but I'm going to use my curling rod on it. And then, when you see my pictures, you'll be like, wow, that was an ultimate change. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I bet sometimes you guys watching these shows are just like, this fool. I shouldn't say that. Don't call people fools. Even the Bible tells you don't call nobody a fool. Don't call nobody a fool. So, there's a little curl in there. That's not bad, huh? I might not have to do much or nothing here, but lift it up a little bit. Oh, my hair is like 3 different colors now. Oh well. Now I'll just let it hang out for a little bit and then see if I want to curl it in a while. Look, I look like I've got wings and I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by. Pretty well. There I am. There I am. Almost ready. I may leave my hair like this, I might not. Oh, wait. I gotta put my lips on. Nope, I don't like that color. I don't like that either. Not too fond of that one. I only like the same certain colors of lipsticks. Anything really dark. That's all that I really like, something really dark. Can't find my black lipstick. Just had it yesterday. Aha. Don't you hate it, Stephen? Because I know you're watching this. Don't you hate it when you get lipstick on your teeth? Little inside joke for me and Stephen. Just please don't ever get it on my teeth. Alrighty. Final. This is final. I still might curl my hair a little bit. I don't know. I gotta go get some hairspray and stuff. But this is good enough to go up to the store because I gotta run up to the store here in a little bit when they open. I go get some stuff. This lipstick that I've noticed, you got to really rub that in like lotion. Okay, folks. That's it. See you on the next one. Have a great day.